Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Pagan Problems. This week we are talking about meditation stumbling blocks. From the early days of my studies up until now, one of the consistent difficulties I hear people talk about is regards to meditation. Now, the benefits of the practice are not in dispute, but some people are persuaded that they personally just can't do it, or they can't learn the knack for it. There are common obstacles. I've narrowed it down to three for the purposes of this video. The first being time constraints. Even if someone has a flexible schedule, there just never seems to be enough time to do all the things we would like to do, let alone have enough energy to do all of them. The second issue is generally an overstimulated mind in general. Once upon a time, it was a little bit more difficult to become overstimulated because life moved at a slower pace, technology was less advanced, communication wasn't so instant, and the 24 news cycle with all of the various beeps from our devices, it was simply unheard of. But now it's the exact opposite. We have to make a conscious decision to detach and unplug ourselves from outside stimuli. And then if you get into the realm where some people are actually addicted to their devices, that adds another layer of difficulty to it. And the third is closely related to the second in that the issue is really distraction. Whether someone just can't stand sitting still for any length of time, or the mind is constantly wandering, or someone's just trying to rush through it, check that off the list of your things to do and then get on with the rest of your day. The point is the person is distracted, and this state of being works against the intention to meditate. So what might help is a little bit of preparation. So if possible, choose a consistent time and place where you are going to meditate and stick with that. And if that is really beyond your capabilities or what your circumstances allow for, try to seize opportunities when they arise to meditate. Anytime you find yourself with a little chunk of time, you're by yourself, you're not rushed, you have access to a place where you won't be distracted, that's pleasant, go ahead and make that happen. And make a decision to set aside the other concerns of your life at this period of time. In all probability, the world is not going to grind to a halt for, 15 to 20 minutes if you just take that time for yourself. Put things away. Turn off your phone. If needs be, do a brief tidying up of the space you're going to be meditated in. Just make the atmosphere calmer. Prevent your brain from making a to-do list and from getting yourself agitated, where if you are in an area that's in a lot of disarray, you're probably going to be a little bit more focused on that than what you are trying to do with decluttering your own mind. So make sure you're in a good space, wear comfortable clothing, and if there's a kind of incense or a particular candle that you find very calming, make a habit to burn them while you meditate. As long as you're in a space where you can burn something. If you see what I mean by this, with a little bit of preparation, you can cultivate getting into that right headspace before beginning any kind of meditation, and you're setting yourself up for success. So don't underestimate the value of preparation. And of course, try different methods. It may very well be that the more traditional forms of meditation are just not your jam and that they never will be. Sometimes sitting down, focusing on your breathing, trying not to think, just isn't going to be the answer for you. Some people are helped if they listen to some nature sounds or meditation music, or they listen to guided meditations. That makes it easier for them to just relax, focus on where they need to, and let the brain declutter from there. But other people, for whatever reason, that still doesn't work. So what are some alternatives? As we have mentioned, one purpose of meditation is to help us declutter our minds. That's actually why it is stress relieving. So other activities that help us declutter our brains might serve the same purpose as meditation or even become a kind of meditation. Journaling, for example, far better for a sheet of paper to absorb the inner ramblings and static of our brains than it is for us to keep it contained in here. For other people, painting, drawing, even, coloring in adult coloring books, that will get the job done because you're not having to think. You are relaxed. Things are flowing out of you and onto something else. So just think about everything that gives you a sense of mental release and explore the possibility of whether or not that activity is going to lend itself to being a form of meditation. Now, one of my favorite ways to meditate is through walking meditations. It's a wonderful option for anyone who can't abide to be still, or for anyone who just you just You cannot get undistracted if you're being still. If you go and you walk, that is keeping some part of your brain busy while you're able to let go in other ways. So go outside, preferably where you can be surrounded by nature if that's an option for you, but even just walking through town on the sidewalk, that can still be helpful, and just walk. Passively take in your surroundings, try not to think. Don't have a busy brain. Don't be thinking about everything else you need to be doing. Just breathe in the scenery and just be. Now, we live in stressful times, and I don't foresee any immediate changes to that trend, which is why I wanted to talk about that meditation, because it can help us cope, and it can strengthen our spirits. It helps us also to reconnect with the gods, and every day brings a fresh reminder of why humanity first reached out to the gods and why that connection matters so much in our lives, because there are things that are outside our sphere of influence, outside of our ability to control, and nevertheless, it can still affect us, and it can be scary and large. So reaching out to something that is eternal, something that is far more peaceful, it can be a good way to help us stay centered, stay grounded, and not get swept up in hysteria. So even if you have struggled with meditation in the past, I do encourage you to try again, persevere in your efforts. The rewards far outweigh the obstacles, and I'm sure if you just stick with it, you will find a methodology that is going to be successful for you. So, if you would like to talk a little bit more about meditation or share some of your own experiences or things that have been helpful for you, you are very welcome to come see me at Blackbird's Brew. There's a link to join in the description box below. And as always, please leave a comment here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.